when you have kids or your friends over, the bench really works very well with the thing. And not a very strict table setting, so we just angled a few pieces here to make it look like a home. So now we'll just move around with some concept and how warm little bit of the ceramic and the ceramic colors and the furniture makes it look like a minimalistic warm combination for the space. Adding vases, I think, add a lot of value to the table. So this is very abstract, but it still adds a lot of conversational value when you have two people and a third person is joining with a small just a dessert or something. This looks like a very homely setup when you are having a get together with your friends, family, or maybe a kids party or something, not very kids but teenage or something. This really makes it very conversational, because at the end the ceramic really makes it very important what kind of cutlery, crockery, and that's why this whole Japanese, because minimalistic way of living, freedom for life, as the right brand rightly says about it. And the furniture cannot be that in this concept of minimalistic. The furniture has to stand on its own. It cannot have a lot of detailing to it, so that the focus shifts from the furniture to the detail, to the add-ons that we are doing on the furniture. So maybe a dry twig with a pot and few ceramic plates makes it look really nice as a conversational starter when your friends are coming over.
This is just a basic solid color runner that we have, and this is a twig that is not real, but I like stuff like this. Like you can use and reuse, because I don't like using too many things that I would just use once and throw away, unless that it is a minimally used thing that I can't do without. So this is a twig that you can turn and twist it to whatever shape that you'd like. We are going to be using some fairy lights to add a bit of warmth. We'll take all these handcrafted paper succulents. It's as easy as that. I love how paper flowers and fresh greens have a great mixture. They play out well. Guys, while we're at this, if you have any questions about paper flowers, please ask. I'd love to share more.
Yeah, I want to learn.
Yeah, come. Anytime. I have workshops every month. Come.
How do you maintain it, Urmi?
So you can
The
just use
intricacy of it, I mean,
like a
so-
feather duster.
Okay.
And I have known people who've had it in their homes for more than 2 years, stuck to a wall, living by the sea. So, I know that they last.
You don't These are Mumbai homes you're talking about.
Mumbai homes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't need to coat the paper with anything.
No.
It just get wet.
No.
So
You
Urmi,
can,
this,
sorry.
this creative, beautiful stuff that you're doing, do you also retail?
Yes.
You do?
Yes. And I do a lot of commissioned work for installations,
Okay.
and but I'll say I'm still finding myself where all of this is concerned. But Yeah, there is lots that you can do with it. These are some eucalyptus leaves which I feel go really well.
How much time does it take to make one of that flower that you're making
Um,
with one of those?
So you know, crafting is all about time management, right? So I do a lot of prep work and make sure that all my cutting and shaping is done in one day,
Okay.
and then the next day I assemble. So can't say how much time per flower as such, but still it's not that tedious once you get the hang of it.
Right.
Yeah,
These are hand painted or they are?
Yeah, they are. They are shaded with powder watercolors actually. You can use chalk pastels as well. And this is mashed up. So just that simple.
Birthday decor and
Yes. Any kind of dinner party is fine.
You can just add if it's a baby shower or a birthday, whatever. You can how pretty this table arrangement would look.
I'm just going to make a couple of additions. Right? So I've just kind of created a line here. I don't know much for arrangements as such. But I just do whatever I think looks interesting to my eye. So that's all that you really need is that knowledge.
yeah.